from my very red room, or rather my red-faced room. This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. We are very happy to welcome back Camilla, who is joining us all the way from Veneto. We haven't seen each other in quite some time, so it's lovely to see your face again.
Thank you, Jamie. I'm so happy to be with you today.
That's fantastic. Now, the big question on my mind, and probably our viewers, is how has Massimago, your region, Veneto, been impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, and where do you think things are going?
Veneto, as you might know, has been one of the two regions that had the biggest impact in Italy, because we received a strong impact, especially in Lombardy and in Veneto too. But what made the difference has been our governor, Mr. Zaia, who actually decided to control all the people with the test. So we decided to make the test with much more frequently compared with other regions, and we kind of solved the problems. That's why many countries all over the world studied how Veneto reacted to the coronavirus. So we actually had a strong impact, especially in the first weeks, because in my case, personally, I had my parents, I still have my parents in another city, so in Padova, where actually started the problem. So Padova, the first few weeks was the red city, red zone.
Yes.
So I couldn't see my parents till yesterday. So I couldn't see them. Yes, but in the first 3 weeks, I had to I couldn't even drive to them, because all the city was completely blocked, and my parents are 70s, 60s, so I was really worried for them, because even the people that were dying without any family around him.
I read about that.
Yeah, and that was the worst case scenario I could thought and imagine about my parents' situation. So I was really worried. But after 3 weeks, even Verona, as the whole entire region and Italy too, became a red zone. So I didn't have this problem, but in any case, I couldn't drive to them.
Oh, right.
And visit them. Sorry for my English, but usually I speak English to describe wine and not to describe. So my words are not, the terms are not.
I appreciate all of your efforts. It must have been very special to see your parents yesterday for the first time over all of that lockdown period.
Yeah. And you can imagine, I couldn't hug them. So I saw them, but we just talk each other. And we didn't hug each other, so it was a bit. It wasn't so spontaneous, and you are kind of embarrassed, so you cannot talk with them as well as in the past. So we didn't know what to do. We were a bit worried. Right now, everything is open. I mean, the restaurants are reopening. We also are reopening our estate, because we all host people. We also have a wine relais and a restaurant too. So I had to stop everything. So all our tourists, all our clients couldn't come to visit us, and we have 70% of tourists coming from abroad, not from Italy. So you can imagine how dramatically has been the impact with our business. So we couldn't sell wine, we couldn't host people, and the tourism, you can imagine in Italy, tourism is probably 80% of
Yes.
our income. So that's why it has been a strong effort to. But you probably know, usually when you talk with, before the virus, people was always complaining about nothing, about small things,
Oh,
no?
yes. Yeah.
I don't have this, I don't have that, And I the first time I thought probably right now people are gonna start complaining all the time, but it's not. It's not like that. Right now, everybody knows that we are all in troubles. We are all in the same boat.
Yes.
We
Yes.
stay in the same situation. So nobody is complaining. Everybody is trying to fight and to try to help each other. So I never saw all these synergies between estates, between companies, that before we probably didn't even thought about this,
Right. I
this
understand.
synergic way to work together, and even to know the territory, so to discover that probably your neighbor is producing cheese and you could sell cheese and wine.
Right.
So everybody's trying to buy national products to help the economy.
Of
And
course.
at the first time you feel to be in a war, and you are in a war. So you always, I love history in general, so I always think, oh, probably my grandfather was in the same situation as us right now. But the difference, actually, I in these days, you can imagine you receive thousands of videos, messages,
Yes.
and
Yes.
and
And there
and
was none of that.
yeah, and I read a phrase that was telling, probably now this kind of war is asking us to stay in our sofa,
Yeah.
but in the past, in the past, the war asked to our grandfathers to go and fight.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's
And
it's
people were
completely.
complaining about having to sit on their sofas.
Yeah,
I know. I know.
yeah.
So, so I have a question for you. With Italy going through the easing of the lockdown and hospitality, agroturismo, reopening, what kind of precautions have been put in place to allow the country to open up, that sector in particular?
Mm. But we are reopening right now, so the next week we're gonna be open. But we use, you can imagine, the same tools that the government is asking to other activities. So
Right.
clean your hands. Then you have all the gel, all the masks.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to keep 1 meter of distance, as in the restaurants. You might you have to be much more controlled. And for example, in a pool, you have to clean up all the beds, near the pool, between one family and the other one. You have to wait that family swim, and they have to wait to swim in another family, so
Right.
have to
Right.
switch each other. But it's really difficult to organize all this stuff. So probably the next week I'm gonna tell you
Okay.
how
Okay.
how it is, and
Yeah.
how it's difficult. But I saw even right now all the restaurant, everybody wants to go in the streets and work again. People are really tired to be at home. They are really.
They've watched everything on Netflix.
Yeah, but not all the restaurants gonna reopen, because many of them has been affected dramatically. So probably on 10 restaurants, only 6 gonna reopen. Uh, Italian people, as you might know, are really party people. So right now, many bars are full of people
Really?
already because we love wine and people in these 2 months. Our clients ordered us a lot of bottles
Okay.
to drink at home. But Italian people are really wants to share their life, wants to live and to drink a lot in the squares, in the bars. So for us, it's a really common thing. So our daily life is sharing each other
Right.
things, and for us it's a really difficult moment because in these 2 months we couldn't even talk to each other, so as in the rest of the world. So I'm not complaining about that, but it's something that affected a lot our life. So right now that the second phase, the second moment is coming, people really wants to go out, and it's 28 degrees today, 25
Oh,
degrees. So it's hot, it's beautiful outside. You have the sunny day. So it's really difficult to keep people at home again.
with
Uh,
with all of these people going to bars and restaurants, do you have a fear yourself of a second wave coming in and then a second lockdown being enforced?
no, no,
No?
people,
Interesting.
no, at all. I mean, I see people that are really enthusiastic to go out again, to make sports again, to work again.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
something that you see, even how people talk each other in the streets.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
They never probably talk each other, and you know, in these days people are crossing and making friends from the first time, just in the street, or talking, or during the queue. People wants to talk, people really wants to talk again.
Do you believe that perhaps it's helped to rebuild a community spirit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent.
We saw that there is a different spirit, different attitude, a different way to talk each other, to help each other.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, that's
yeah,
very positive.
this is absolutely what is happening right now.
Now, what have you missed the most from your life BC, before coronavirus?
Uh, but you I'm working in a farm, so I never stopped going to work
Yeah,
every day
yeah,
because I have to prune, to do the spring pruning. So we had the license to go to work because as the countryside, the vines are alive,
yeah,
so you cannot stop working. So I didn't change so much in my life, in my daily life. So except this thing that I had to I wanted to see my parents, but I
yeah,
couldn't.
yeah.
But except that, I think I'm really lucky in because I had been working in these 2 months. I saw many other friends of mine that had to stay close in their houses, even alone. For example, uh, friends that were alone in
Yeah,
their
yeah.
small house, and without a terrace, without windows, you know. So I feel really lucky. But even for this reason, I ask people to come and work for us for the spring pruning, and people from the university, professors, lawyers came helping us because you really understand that the priority is it's simple. I mean, the simplicity of things, to have to just walk on the grass, to hug a friend. They're all really simple things. Then you appreciate it better. So
it's almost like we took these things for granted before this.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I hope even for the harvest in September, people are gonna help us again as in these days, because really people I see they are really interested to go work in the fields, because they want to come again in the countryside, understand the simple things and manual work. They really understood that working is really important for the human being.
And on another positive note, what is the most positive thing that you discovered about life or yourself during this lockdown? For me, it was I learned how to forage for wild foods. Seriously, it's been fantastic.
Yeah, but probably I appreciate better to talk with myself, so to understand how sometimes you never have time to talk with yourself, because you're always busy, and you are always telling, oh, tomorrow I'm gonna do this, tomorrow I'm gonna focus on myself. And but in this period I had the time to focus on myself, on my dreams, on my desires, on my missions. So you are really restarting with a new strategy. Sometimes in these 2 months I took out some dreams from how do you say and you take out some dreams that you probably never thought to realize. And I started thinking on my dreams, on what I really care about. Not work because you have to work, but what you really want from life. So it had been a really interesting period. I wrote some notes about it, because and I also made some videos for myself, even to see myself from outside.
I understand.
To understand myself and what I want to do in my life.
I think that's very important. I think during this period, many people have been going through a period of self-analysis and self-realization. And I think that is a very positive aspect of this truly terrible thing that we've been going through. Do you know, Camilla, it is terrific to see your face again and to have a chat. Thank you so much for joining us at Good Food Revolution.
Thank you. Sorry for that again.
Hopefully we can have another chat in a month or so and see how things are going with the easing of the lockdown. That would be fantastic. Thank you so much. Bye for now. Bye-bye.
Bye.